Yo, what's up, YouTube? I just want to do this quick video for you. I'm back out the neighborhood, by the way. But I just want to do this video for you about being a pacifist. And just because you smoke doesn't mean that you necessarily need to be a pacifist. One thing that I feel like I see among a lot of people that smoke is we tend to try to be chill. We try to let things go. And that's definitely good. That's something that I'm working on myself. As like I said, just letting things go and not letting things really get to me. Because my parents split up when I was like 13. And when that happened, I had to move like basically out the hood with my mom. My dad stayed there and I left with my mom because I didn't want her to be by herself. So like I said, now I moved with my mom, and I ended up in a scenario where things were kind of rough, where I was around people that would, potentially try to take advantage of you from time to time and things like that. So I, before that, even so before that, but more so once I was in that scenario, I developed a real chip on my shoulder and a hard nose and a thick skin. And with those things, I became combative in a sense. I became militant. First of all, I'm very militant about veganism, about legalization, about just the rights of the people, because I feel like our rights are infringed every day, all the time in this country with our current structure of government, let's just say, and the way the people that are appointed don't have our interest in mind. They have their interest and their friends' interest and corporations' interest in mind, but that's a whole other video. The main reason of this video that I wanted to talk about was, this is where we used to post up back in the day, by the way, so y'all welcome to the spot. But the main thing about this was standing up for yourself, because just because you smoke weed doesn't mean that you need to be a pacifist. Just because you want to be a peaceful person, just because you don't want things, you want to let things go, you don't want to let things consume you. All of those things are great. It's great to practice that and to be able to let things go and to not let things, what am I looking to say? To not let things consume you and take you over, and to not react to things, instantaneously, and to sometimes maybe make decisions or react in ways that can get you in trouble or that are detrimental to you in your life. But I say all that to say this. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't stand up for yourself, because 9 times out of 10, nobody else is gonna do it for you. Okay, like the chances of somebody coming up out of nowhere and rushing in to save you are slim to none. Whether it be walking down the alley one night if somebody tries to mug you, whether it be in your relationship at home if you're being taken advantage of, whatever the scenario may be, you can't expect other people to save you. You are all you got. You come in this bitch by yourself, you leave this bitch by yourself. Now, I know some of you guys, your mom gives birth to you and you come in with your mom. Some people's mothers die while they're fucking giving birth. So you can try to take it out of context, but you come in here in this earth alone, you're gonna leave alone. So you need to learn how to stand for yourself. And even against loved ones, sometimes our family members and our loved ones are the ones that hurt us the most, that take advantage of us the most, that are actually the most detrimental people in our lives. Because for one, we're gonna take what they say, we're gonna take heed to what people in our family and our circle, our girlfriends, our boyfriends, our aunts, our uncles, we're gonna listen to what they say and take it to heart more than some stranger on the street. If you bump into some stranger on the street and they're like, God, look where the fuck you're going, you're just gonna be like, whatever, fuck you. But if you turn the corner in your house and you bump into your dad and your dad's like, look where you're going, you're never paying attention where you're going, and it's probably gonna bother you a little bit. You're just gonna be like, damn, I do pay attention sometimes, So anyway, I say all that to say this. Whether it is a family member, whether it is a boss, whether it's a spouse, a partner, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, if you're dating somebody, whether it's a friend, no matter who it is, if anybody is disrespecting you, or they are making you feel like shit, or they are taking advantage of you or talking shit or any of those things, don't allow it. Stand up for yourself. Because, fucking text messages, because like I said, you're the only person that's gonna do that. And that doesn't mean that you're an asshole, or that you're not a pacifist, or that you're not a hippie or a stoner or whatever it is that you're trying to be, namaste, or whatever the fuck it is, it's essential to stand up for yourself. And the reason that I'm making this video is I was talking to my mom today about my dad and shit. And my dad and I don't really have a relationship. That's not my choice, that's his choice. And I know he's probably gonna end up watching this video. And I don't really care. I actually hope he watches this video and I hope you listen, because I'm still gonna respect you and I'm not gonna put all your business out, but I should. And the reason that I should is because you like to point the finger at everybody else. See, my dad has made a lot of bad decisions regarding me and my mother and just the family in general. And he made decisions in his past growing up, bad decisions, that he had to make amends for. And it's funny that anytime I do anything, or if I even speak about being upset about something or wanting to do something, or just, I want to hit this motherfucker in the face or whatever, he tries to demoralize me for it. He tries to make me feel like the biggest piece of shit in the fucking world for feeling that way, for saying I want to punch somebody, or for saying I want to walk out of my job, or anything. But at the same time, he actually does these things. He actually acts on these things. Something happens, or I might be, like in the past I had some scenarios where I was facing some jail time for some bullshit, and he did everything he could to make me feel like the biggest failure and piece of shit in the world for that, when he himself had been through that scenario before and wasn't as, how do I say this, as fortunate as I was with the outcome of his scenarios. So my dad's problem is, we talk from time to time, it's been like 2 or 3 years now since we've spoke, but he likes to try to demean me and demoralize me and make me feel like shit and talk down to me. And then anytime that I stand up for myself, or I call him out on his bullshit, or tell him you're just as bad as me, or you're worse, or you actually did this, or you did this, this, and this, I'm disrespectful and I shouldn't speak to my father like that, and he wants nothing to do with me. He has not spoken to me in over 3 years now because I told him about his fucking self. And that's one of the main reasons I'm making this video is I like to say I carry a mirror in my back pocket, and I'll pull that bitch out real quick and I'll put it in your fucking face and show you who the fuck you are. Because I don't claim to be perfect. I actually admit to my mistakes all the time. I am one of the very first people to say I'm sorry. And I know I'm not perfect. I strive to be, I want to be the best person I can be, but I make mistakes a lot because I'm fucking human, because I'm not perfect, because the scenario, the environment I grew up in, the things that I saw, the people I was around, I don't make the best decisions all the time. So with that being said, like I said, I admit to it. But my dad, on the other hand, he doesn't always do that. He likes to act like, first of all, if something in the past is completely over, and he tries to pretend like it never happened. And for two, it's always an excuse. Now, in everybody's eyes, they do everything for a reason, but I just say all this to basically say that he has been, like, he'll try to bully me, and then when I stand up for myself, he acts like it's my fault, like I'm the one in the wrong, right? Like, how dare you talk to your father like that and disrespect your father? And like I said, now it's been probably 3 years or more since I've spoken to him. And now I'm in town. I've been gone for over a year. Now I'm in town. My mom spoke to him a few weeks before I came into town, said I was coming into town. He don't want to see me. He don't want nothing to do with me. And in reality, he's the wrong one. He's the one that made the wrong decisions. He's the one that severed ties between my mother and him, and he and I. And every time we talk, he tries to make me feel bad. Like I said, he tries to use this whole, oh, I'm your father and you're not gonna talk to me like that. I don't give a fuck if you're my dad, if you're a police officer, if you're a judge, if you're Jesus him motherfucking self. You're going to respect me, and you're gonna treat me the way that you wanna fucking be treated. I don't give a fuck who you are. The only person on this planet that gets the what's the word I'm looking for? The privilege of disrespecting me as my mom. And even so with her, I'm only gonna take but so much. And I'll fucking tell her, you ain't gonna talk to me like that, or I'll walk away or whatever. But I've tried to make the decision, and even so with my dad, if we have a relationship in the future, I'm trying to make the decision that, at least with my mother and my father, to just walk away if I feel like if I need to say something to defend myself, or something nasty, or if I feel like I need to throw a verbal jab because they're throwing some. I'm trying to become the person that just decides to walk away and not stoop to that level. But even if it's not your parents, even if, like I said, it's your best friend, if it's the person you're in a relationship with, if it's your boss at work, if it's a coworker, if it's anybody, don't let them disrespect you. Don't let people walk all over you, because for one, it goes back to the old jail theme. Like, you let somebody take your tray one day, they're gonna take your shit every day, right? You gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta respect yourself. You gotta know, because if they know, oh, I can come take Ghost Tray. I can come take Ghost Tray every time he gets some food. We come take his tray. He ain't gonna do shit about it. I get a free lunch, right? So, also something that's human nature is, I don't know why, but it's human nature for us to destroy those close to us, for us to talk down, for us to vent, for us to expel our negative emotions on people that are close to us, because I think subconsciously we feel like these people aren't going anywhere. So some people, not all people, but I feel like a majority of people, they have a bad day or something, they come home, they take it out on their spouse, they take it out on their best friend, they take it out on their family members. And they don't even necessarily do this consciously. It's a subconscious thing that I feel like we do as humans, but we do it. I've noticed it in myself, and that's something I'm trying to change. But before I get too far off track, the main thing about this is get up and stand up for yourself. Whether it's your parents, whether it's anybody, like I've said numerous times now, because, you know, a lot of times I wish I had a relationship with my dad, and I really miss him, and to this day I still want to have a relationship with him, and that's why I'm not putting all this business out right now and dragging him. But as I said before, I hope he watches this, and I hope he realizes that he's wrong. And I'm not going to keep apologizing to people for the sake of an olive branch, to an extended olive branch that for one isn't going to be accepted, and for two, I don't need to apologize. I'm not going to apologize anymore for responding to provocation. If you spit in my face and I spit back in your face, I'm not going to say I'm sorry. You spit in my face first. So if somebody is going to disrespect you mentally, verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally, anything, don't allow it. And if you do have to stand up for yourself, for one, it's one of the 48 laws of power. Like, if you, I can't remember the exact word, but basically if you start to annihilate completely, I'm not gonna trade with you. If you come at me, I say it a million times, that's why I carry. You put your hands on me, you come up and punch me in the face, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna shoot you in your fucking face, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna stab you to death, I'm gonna beat you to death with my bare fucking fists. And it's not trying to sound gangster, it's being real. Because you just came up to me, I don't start shit with nobody. I'm not gonna walk up to anybody and put my hands on them. So if you come up to me and put your hands on me, you mean me harm. And I don't know how much harm you're trying to do me. And even if it's just, you think you're just gonna punch me in the face one time, that's gonna be the last time you punch somebody, bro. Straight up, I don't care if it's broad daylight in front of 50 police, I don't care if you're a judge, if you're my own fucking family. You put your hands on me, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to fucking kill you. Straight up. So, because once again, who the fuck's gonna be there afterwards? It's me, this is my life. I hold this bitch down. This flesh, this fucking catalyst, this body that my soul that, you know, travels in, this is my vehicle. This is my body, this is my spaceship, this is my temple, this is my home that I live in. And if you're gonna do damage to this, I'm going to completely and utterly destroy you. Because, like I said, I smoke, I try to be on my peaceful shit, but I am not going to allow people to destroy me when I have been through so much. When this world and these jobs and these circumstances and everything weighs on me so much, you know, animal liberation and the way that humans are treated and the workforce and the way governments exploit, and all of these things matter to me, and they tear me down on the inside because I care about humanity, I care about peace, I care about this planet. All the shit that you'd expect a hippie to say is really how I feel. That's why I've become this way. And at the same time, just because I'm a hippie and I'm a humanitarian, I'm an environmentalist and I'm a vegan, doesn't mean that I can't be a militant. Doesn't mean that I won't stand and fight when I know it's time to fight. I don't want there to be bloodshed. I don't want anybody to fight. I don't even want there to be verbal altercations. I don't want negativity. I want people coming together. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow people to walk all over me. I don't even need to know you. If I see a stranger being exploited and treated wrong, I step in. That's the kind of man that I am. And if I die because of that, so be it. You know, I'm 28 years old, I ain't never had a kid. And I'm pretty positive I can't. So with that being said, I feel like there's a reason for that. I feel like the reason that I don't have a kid is because I'm supposed to do something, because I'm supposed to stand up for some shit. Because I feel like at some given time, I'm going to lay my life down for justice, for morality. And whether it be to save somebody else's life, to save animals, to stand up against a treasonous government, whatever it may be, I know that one day I am going to make the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not advising you guys to necessarily go that far, but what I'm saying is you can still be a pacifist, you can still be a hippie, you can still be a Rasta, vegan, a chill namaste person and defend yourself at the same time. You can still stand up for yourself and fight and stand up for those around you and the environment and everything. And you can do that yourself. And like I said, still be peaceful. Okay, so, like I carry a lot. I carry a lot because a lot of people carry it. And I've had a lot of struggles and a lot of debates with that because it's like, I don't want to carry. I feel like this is, a weapon of destruction, and I would like to be a peaceful person, but I know that there's some scenarios that you get in and certain people that you may encounter that you're not going to be able to talk your way out of it. You're not going to be able, this ain't the movies. You're not going to be able to tell somebody, reevaluate your life and you really want to do that. It's not always going to work. So do I think that peace is the first option? Do I try to talk my way out of things first? Do I try to befriend somebody before I become their enemy? You're goddamn right. And even once I'm your enemy, I still try to befriend you. Even once you've crossed me, I still rack my brain as for a reason as to why, because I truly believe that people aren't born evil. Now, I do think there's a very small percentage of people that may have mental problems that, are born evil or want to do evil things, but I think the majority of people are good, and society and their environment turns them bad. The things that they see, the people they're around, and things like that. So I don't want to do harm by anybody. I don't even think really people should be in jail unless you're like a fucking violent criminal, unless you're a murderer, a rapist, a thief, armed robber or something. Because a lot of these people are broken kids that never had family structures to begin with. I've talked about this before. So before I get too far left, wingman, we're almost 20 minutes in, 17 minutes in, think about people, care about people, love people, and know that people are going to make mistakes. And that doesn't necessarily mean that people should be asked, right? You shouldn't necessarily ask people just because they make a mistake. But at the same time, you need to have boundaries and you need to protect yourself. And just because you protect yourself doesn't mean that you're violent or that you're not a pacifist or that you're not a hippie or an environmentalist or any of these things. Okay, you can still care about the planet, you can still care about people, you can still be a peaceful person, a non-violent person, and still defend yourself. There's something called the non-aggression principle. I want you guys to look that up, non-aggression principle, Google it. It's that you do not cause aggression on anything unless it's brought towards you, and that's what I live by. Okay, I'm not saying I'm a complete pacifist. I'm not saying you're gonna walk up and punch me in the face and I'm gonna turn the other cheek, because it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna light your ass up. But I'm not gonna go looking for it. I'm actually gonna try to avoid it. If somebody even starts getting in my face verbally and starts trying to talk and I can tell this is gonna escalate, I try to end it and walk away. Now, if I'm having a really fucking bad day too and I'm pissed off, like I said, I'm not perfect. I might get the jawing too, and I might be like, fuck it, let's go. But 99% of the time, I'm going to try to remove myself from that situation. If I see other people getting ready to fight, I'm the random guy that steps in and tries to calm it down. It's just who I am. So I'm gonna get out y'all's hair now, 18 minutes in. Just remember that even if it's your family member, my own dad, I'm not gonna cower. I'm not gonna let you disrespect me and treat me like shit and talk down to me. And then when I pull that mirror out my back pocket that I told you guys about, I suggest that too. You carry a mirror in your back pocket. Carry that proverbial mirror in your back pocket. And when somebody comes trying to tell you about yourself, you pull that bitch out and you put it in their fucking face and you say, look at yourself. Look at this image of yourself and tell me if you like what you fucking see. Because you're trying to project who you are onto other people. Okay? Now, like I said a million times over, I don't claim to be perfect. I'm never gonna claim to be perfect. I just try my best to better myself every day. In the meantime, I love y'all. Smoke your problems away. Stand the fuck up for yourself. All right? Love yourself. Stand up for other people. Stand up for what's right. That's what we need. We need more people that are going to stand up than people that are going to sit the fuck down. I love y'all. Smoke your problems away. We out.